Welcome to Pantropy. My name's Eagle Flight. I'd like you to travel with me as we do a basic tutorial on base building. When you first start the game, you will start with your standard pickaxe and a light stick. These are the only two items that you will need to get yourself started. As you run through the Pantropy world, you'll find different areas. As of right now, I am down here near Itakawa headquarters over in Bravo 8. Here we see our first ore. This is coal. You need it for basic building and generator use. Just walk up to it, use your axe, and as you can see on the right hand side, you earned feldspar, coal, and oil sand. We will get to the use of each of these items in the future. Next, we come upon a copper ore, where we're getting copper, coal, and feldspar. Feldspar is going to be your main number one item that you need to pick up from mining. Here we've got an iron ore. We're going to go ahead and pick up some iron, some feldspar. Now, I've already collected a lot of these items so that we can go ahead and move along with the story. Here we go into our main category page. This is our inventory. Feldspar, coal, iron, copper ore, and oil sand are going to be your number one products when you first start the game. All of these items can be picked up using the mining pick. Next, let's go ahead and look at the crafting station. This is where you can craft different items to create your base. You will also come here to craft different armor, weapons, base items, walls, shields, generators, everything you can imagine. But we're going to start with base building. So we're going to make a simple base. This is the kind of base that you want to start with when you're first starting the game. You want to get something built quick, easy, and just something basic. So we're going to come over here to composite foundations. Your foundations are your floors. It gives you the most structure power, integrity, and health to your base. Let's go ahead and just start with 4. As you can see, currently it is an automatic crafting, but eventually we will be putting in a 10-second timer for each foundation to be crafted. Now, here we go, and we are going to go ahead and place our first foundation. And now, as you can see, it will connect to any of the 4 sides of the first foundation. So let's go ahead and finish building this. And there we have our foundation. Back here at crafting, we're going to go ahead and make 1 doorway and 1 door. Okay. Now, depending on where you're at, you may want to put your doorway in a different position. Just keep an eye on your best area that you feel is the most useful area for it. Now, if we look to our south, according to the map, that is an ocean area. Yeah, you're going to be down there once in a while, but it's the least area. Up to our north is more towards base areas of north and northeast. To our west, we're going to have the headquarters, where we will go there sometimes, but the most times we will be coming from the north and the east. So we want to either select it on the north or the east side. Currently, I'm going to go ahead and put it on the northeast corner. There's our door. When you first create your door, you're going to walk up to it, and it's going to ask you to enter in a password. At this point in time, put in the password that you feel you're going to remember, and hit enter. At this point, no one else can enter or exit this door without your permission, without your password. But whenever you walk up to it, you can actually hit it, and it'll open the doors. Please ignore as currently we do have a glitch in the game that is keeping the door from showing open. But as you can tell, it is closed, or open, because it's asking me to close it. Let's go ahead and close it back up. Now, you also notice that where I place this, you can't just simply walk in through the door. So let's go ahead and build a stairwell. The straight staircase has been added just recently, so let's go ahead and use it. You also have the option to use a composite ramp. We'll get more into that later. Okay, so the stairwell is only inside the base. I apologize. So let's go on ahead and craft a ramp then. Now, you'll see where it places the ramp. You see it's pretty nice area. I mean, you're going to be able to walk up to it and everything else and be able to get to it easily. So, let's go ahead and place it. Now, if you look down, you'll see it is a 50% stable. The stability issue is later down the road. The less stable it is, the more chance it's going to break apart when you start adding items to it. Now, let's see. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 walls. Come back over to crafting. Seven walls. Craft now. Let's go ahead and place the walls. At this time, you'll notice you can place a wall at any of these directions along here. The outside and the interior. That way, you could create your own private rooms and things of that nature. But for this tutorial, we are just going to do the outside. That way we can close it off from any bad guys, aliens, or human. Either or. There we go. Now, we had 4 foundation pieces, so let's get 4 ceiling pieces, also known as floors. Now, for this tutorial, we're going to go ahead and just put the 4 floors here. But as a quick view of future, here we can actually add the stairs to this. Going to hit R to go ahead and rotate to find the best place for it. And then you can set up stairs to go upstairs and create a second level. But for this tutorial, we're just going to make it 1 story. Now you have your basic base set up. Now, the next item on the list that you really should craft is your primitive smelting furnace. Let's go ahead and craft it. You notice feldspar is all we've been using lately. Well, that's about to change. That's what we need the furnace for. Now, you can go ahead and place it anywhere you want, set it up any way you want, but if you hit the letter G, you now see it's hooked onto a grid platform. That way you can have it set up a little easier, especially for anybody who has OCD, sorry. You can also hit R, and it spins the item around to be the direction that you want it. Let's go ahead and set it here. Now, we're going to go ahead and access that. We're going to go ahead and take half the coal we have and place it here. And then our ores, we don't want to put any feldspar in there yet. But for future reference, you can use feldspar in your primitive furnace or any furnaces later down the road, and it comes out as glass. Now, we're going to go ahead and do the iron ore and the copper ore. You will also notice that with this, the primitive furnace, the only thing that the primitive furnace can actually smelt is iron, copper, and feldspar. Later down the road, you will learn how to do gold, titanium, and magnesium. And even further down the road, pantronite. Now, while that's starting to do that, let's go ahead and pull out this little small cargo container. I went on ahead and crafted this earlier. This will be something that you can create later down the road as you gain research experience. We will learn about this in a future tutorial. Shift left click moves everything, moves each item to your inventory and back. If, let's say, you're looking at your inventory and you want something moved like the staircase, back up to your inventory or vice versa. Also, shift left click. Makes things faster. While we're here, let's go ahead and go to crafting and go to refined oil. That is where the oil sand comes into play. We have 8 oil sands, so let's go ahead and do all 8 to become the refined oil. You notice I have put 9, but I only have 8. It turns red and lets you know. So let's go ahead and back up and craft. There. Now we have the 8 oil. Now, if we wanted to, we could create synthetic fibers, basic pants, basic boots, basic shirt, basic glove. These are items that you can gather and create. Now, the next thing on our list should always be a base core. It requires 26 copper, 4 feldspar, and 6 pig iron. Let's see how that smelter's doing now. It looks like we have enough. Let's go ahead and shift left click. Come back over here to that. And base core. Yes, we have enough. Let's craft now. Now, your base core helps you relegate the electricity used within your base and shows you how much time your base has left over before it starts degrading. Let's go ahead and hit G again. And it looks like it's facing away from us, so let's go ahead and hit R twice. And boom. Here, you can rename your base. And rename the energy group. In this area, you are able to activate or deactivate items that could be using electricity or not within your base, which could cause your electricity to be used in different ways. You want to keep your electricity up because otherwise your decay time goes down. When your decay time goes to 0, your base will start decaying and falling apart. We don't want that. So, we need to start building more and more and grow and create the coal generator, which will be the very first generator that you're able to use. But we will discuss that in a future tutorial. Okay, let's see what we got left here. Okay, our next product that we want to go ahead and create is the research station. Let's go ahead and craft that now. And again, we'll hit G, and then hit R twice. And there we go. We have our research station. Here, you will bring research nodes back from killing aliens. So let's see if we can't find a pig real quick. You can get research nodes from either killing aliens or searching point of interest, POIs, or finding them on dead players. Your best bet at the start is just go ahead and find a couple pigs, get you started. It's a little slow, but it'll get there. Okay, I'm sure I just saw a pig. Where'd he go? Oh, there's a warden over there. We want to go ahead and stay away from him. We don't have... Oh, no, he's coming after us, so let's go ahead and take him. It is not recommended to go up against any of the aliens, other than pigs, and sometimes some wardens, with your pickaxe. If you do, make sure you circle around them while you're hitting them. Here is the encrypted data storage, which is your research packs. Let's go ahead and shift left click and get some ammo and some synthetic fiber. Alright, let's go ahead and return to base, and we'll show you the process of the research. Oh, there's our little pigs. Welcome, pigs. You can also get ores off of the pigs. Then you can either come over here to the research area, left click and drop and hit decrypt, or you can right click and hit research. That adds to your research credits. Now, from here, we're going to go ahead and open research. In my recommendations, the first thing you should really get is a small med kit. You really want to get med kits so that you can survive out there. If you want to craft and create or go ahead and mine as much as you can when you first start, then I would suggest a small cargo box as well. But The very, very next thing you should really do is go on ahead and pick yourself up a coal generator. From there, you want the electric smelter and the refinery. Also the large cargo container if you're really, really wanting to get things together. At this point in time, you'll want to do your light, your energy cell, your scout mech mining laser, your scout mech laser lance, and your scout mech plasma cannon, your crafting station, and then your scout mech. From there, we move to tier 2, but we'll discuss that at a later date. Now let's go back over here to crafting. Alright, so we've learned enough research to go on ahead and be able to learn how to create a coal generator. So we need more copper though. Let's go on ahead and jump back over here. Okay, and now let's go ahead and craft that coal generator. Hit G again to be able to hit the grid. I like rotating this where it has it pointing out just a little bit. And let's go ahead and drop it. From here, we're going ahead and go pick up the rest of the coal, half the coal. Oh, no, we put it over in the box, didn't we? And go ahead and come over here to the generator and add the coal. Now we have electricity to our base. Let's go ahead and come back over here to the base core. And you'll notice you now have 51 kilowatts of energy to be able to use within your base. You'll also notice the decay time has disappeared. It's not turned red anymore, it's now white, which means your base is no longer decaying. Now, next item on the list. Let's see here. Where is it? I think we need to go pick up. Yep. What are we short? We're short copper again. Let's go ahead and come over here, pick up more copper. Okay, we got the electrical smelter. Let's go ahead and craft it now. The higher level ingots that you create, which we will show you here in a minute, creates higher level items. Right now, the approximate value is a standard electrical smelter, which means it runs a little slower, but it does the same thing. But the higher value of the smelter, the faster it smelts the items that you are trying to smelt. Okay, let's go ahead and place it over here. And there we go. Now, in this, you do not need to use coal because it's using the electricity to smelt it. So let's go ahead and come over here and take the coal out of here and pull these out and deactivate it. Now we'll put the coal in here to make it last longer. And we'll go on ahead and put the iron and the copper ore in here to go ahead and smelt it a little quicker. Go ahead and grab the extras that we have over here. Go ahead and place them in there. Now, for the future reference, or for the future tutorials, I'm going to go ahead and set this up. But in doing so, I'm going to show you something. If you right-click one of your items inside your inventory, it will pick up half. Every time. It's a half of each. I'm only going to put 48 over there. Then I'm going to combine these back up. And as you can see here in just a moment, the feldspar then becomes glass. We're going to need that for a future tutorial. Now you have your basic setup for your basic base. This is all you need to get yourself started inside the base. I'm going to give you a quick jump, as the next item you should craft is a nail gun. This will be your first projectile weapon, and you will need it for going up against some of the aliens like the wardens. Make things a little easier for yourself. Now, we're going to go ahead and craft some nail gun ammo as well. Let's go ahead and hit reload. Now, on crafting your nail gun ammo, for every one, which is 3 pig iron, you gain 5 nail guns ammo, or 5 nails. So let's go on ahead and we'll do 10 to make sure we have 50. These are not cheap. They are very expensive in the beginning. Later down the road, they're a little easier. Go ahead and hit R to reload. I do not suggest using nail guns on pigs. Pigs are very easy. They do not attack back. So, don't use the nails. Just use your sledgehammer or your axe and just run after them. Once you hit them, they will run a little. That's fine. You can always hit them when you catch up to them, because they will stop. And for now, that is where I'm going to end this basic building tutorial for your basic base. This base will get you started and ready to go. Just try to make sure you build your base around an area that you can find a few ore. The ore instantly respawns in other parts of your area, so do not forget to get as much ore as you can as you build your way up in creating your first Pantropy base. Thank you for joining me. As always, see you next time.